Well, my name is Alan Combies. I live in Los Angeles, California, and I am here at Habilitat because I'm a FasterEFT practitioner. And I was invited here by Robert Smith, the creator of FasterEFT, who's been coming here for, I don't even know, 5 years? About 5 years now. And when I first saw that he was coming here, I was very intrigued with the possibility of, well, just the idea of bringing FasterEFT to a drug and alcohol rehab center, because my limited experience with rehab centers in the past was that I didn't really see them incorporating something like this, FasterEFT. And so when I saw that Robert was actually doing that, I got excited and I got intrigued. And so I sort of watched him over the years. And when he began bringing practitioners over, I got really excited, and I knew that at some point I wanted to be here. And 6 months ago was my first trip. And after being here for 2 weeks and working with the residents, I knew I wanted to come back. And so that's why I'm here now. I got involved with FasterEFT around 2009. I was studying various different modalities, NLP, hypnotherapy, and something called EFT. And I came across Robert Smith on YouTube and saw what he was doing. He was actually combining all of those things, NLP, hypnotherapy, and EFT. And I saw it right away, and I had made a decision to make a career change, and I was really looking to go into a career where I could help people, and thought I was going to become an EFT practitioner until I saw Robert Smith and his style of tapping, if you will, and knew immediately what he was doing, and it really resonated with me. And I actually had a friend coming over that evening, and I was going to be working with her, and I decided to use Robert's brand of tapping that we now call FasterEFT, and it works so well that I don't know, it just struck me, you know, it kind of made me realize that this was something that actually worked. It was something, you know, I worked with her on a relationship issue. It was something that was very strong, and she couldn't speak about it without coming to tears. And by the end of, I don't know, maybe a 30-minute session, we worked together, and she was like, it's no big deal. And that was powerful, powerful. So the first time, you know, when I heard about the work that Robert was doing here, I mean, I've got in my own past, I won't say I was addicted, but I abused substances. You know, I used to drink a lot, I used to smoke a lot. I used to do what a lot of people do. You know, we put Band-Aids over it, we try to avoid our pain. And I had a history of doing that. And so I think that's why I was interested in the work that was being done here, and I was really interested in Habilitat. The more Robert came back here and the more I got to see the work he was doing, the more intrigued I got about Habilitat in general and the program that is being run here. And it was something that, it's hard to explain the pull and the desire to be here, because I didn't really know much about it, except that FasterEFT was here and that it was helping. And so when I finally asked Robert to do it, and there was a lot of fear, I will say, when I initially applied to come here. I remember sitting up late one night and sending that email off to Robert thinking, oh, it's done, I sent it, you know, here we go. And here goes the roller coaster ride. And he immediately replied back and said, yeah, you're in. And I thought, okay. And then of course, Robert's really good about educating us, making sure that we know what we're walking into. And so I read Vinnie Marino's book. I watched plenty of your videos, and actually had to do my own work as I watched those videos. I had to do a lot of healing as I watched through those, because it brought up things from my past. Even reading Vinnie's book. Yeah, in the beginning, his story of going through his addiction brought things back for me. So it was a very healing process for me. And but it did a great job, all of that work did a great job of setting me up for kind of knowing what to expect. But nothing can prepare you for walking onto the property and seeing it in action, you know, seeing everything moving. Every part, every piece here is like a cog in a wheel, and everything has a purpose. And to see that run and to see it work with people. I mean, these are people. There's dynamics here, and nobody's perfect. Nothing's perfect, but this is by far, I think, one of the best systems for helping people change the way they think, change the way they think about themselves, the way they think about other people. And I was really inspired almost from the moment I set foot on this place. So that being said, after setting foot here and seeing everything in action, meeting the residents, and then working with them with FasterEFT for about 10 days straight, I was blown away by their willingness, their openness. For the most part, the residents that are here for a reason. It's their last resort. And so when they sit down with us to work, they put it all out there. You know, they lay it on the line for us and really give us the best case scenario for a client that we could ask for, because we get to work on them, we get to heal them. As long as they're honest with us, as long as they're forthright, we can do the job that we're sent here to do. And to see the changes in people just in a matter of 2 hours is mind-boggling. It blows you away. But not only that, to be here for 2 weeks and to see the changes over those 2 weeks, especially the ones that continue to tap, you know, with the ones that continue to do the work, with the ones that, and now we're starting to hear about people wanting to learn more, wanting to read books, wanting to understand more. And I totally agree with what you said. I think that what we're doing here is really allowing them to see that they can expand their mind, and it opens up their minds so that they can better understand the lessons that they're learning here. They can start looking at Habilitat and understanding that, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do here. This is why I'm here. This is what they're trying to teach me. And it really opens that up, and I think it gives them a better chance out there when they get out there. It gives them a better coping skill. And so after that first trip, all I could think about was wanting to come back and see the people again that I'd worked with, seeing where they were, how far they've come, and I wasn't disappointed. I mean, you know, when I was here for the first time, I noticed that there was a bit of levity. I mean, you know, it's a dynamic house. There's all kinds of things going on, but I noticed, you know, the moods were fairly high. And so I asked Kim Jewell, one of the practitioners who's been here several times, I said, you know, I said, everybody seems to be in a fairly good mood. I said, is this different than when you first started coming here? And she said, oh yeah. She said, for sure. And so it really is amazing, and I have seen a difference in just the 6 months in the overall morale, the overall mood of everyone around here. So it's encouraging, and I hope to come back again. You know, I have to say, well, the first one that comes to mind is a gentleman that was very, you know, had no idea what we're doing. Like a lot of these guys have no idea what we're doing. You know, they think it's some kind of voodoo or something weird, right? And we sit down with them and we begin explaining, we begin coaching, we begin being there for them, really. I think there's so much about being present for these guys and giving them a soundboard and letting them go places where they don't think they should go or they don't want to go. And when they do and they open up and they see the changes, it really blows them away. You know, it can really, there's a marked look of surprise and amazement on their face. And that's good, because I think it means that there are certain people that when they see that happen, it encourages them to want to keep doing it. And so I'm thinking of one gentleman who did that, and he was very new in the program when we first saw him. And I actually saw him twice. And in the first session, he was blown away. In the second session, we actually helped him out with a physical pain. And he was so blown away by that. You know, that pain that he had had most of his life was something that he did in his mind. You know, he couldn't believe it. And when we helped him out with that, he was, you know, blown away times 10. And then I came back and saw him this trip, And what I noticed the most was, he still had things he was going through, but there were new challenges. There were a higher quality of problems. And I asked him, like I ask everybody I work with, I said, "Are you still tapping?" He said, "Absolutely." He said, "Absolutely." He says, I tap when I'm out there, I mentally tap, I tap at night when I go to bed. And I said, "Does it help you?" He said, "Absolutely." He says, "I learned a valuable skill this time around." And what I saw was someone that was more grounded, someone that was more centered, someone that was more responsible. And again, I think that's a testament not just to FasterEFT, it's a testament to what can happen to a resident when you apply FasterEFT inside of this program. Okay. We all have memories, we all have things that haunt us. And when I say haunt, I mean if we go back and we think about them, we can feel them. It triggers an emotion in our body. And if we don't have a way to release that emotion, to change how we represent it in our minds, it can grow, it can fester. Even if we think we're pushing it away, we think, oh, it's not there, it's not a big deal, we shove it down. These are the things that lead us to want to resort to our old coping skills. For a lot of people, that's drinking. For a lot of people, that's drugging. For a lot of people, it's abusing themselves, it's running away, it's sex, it's whatever. I mean, there's so many different ways we can do it. And of course, as you know, the challenge with that is no matter how much you drink, no matter how much you have sex or shop or drug, when you come back, the problem's still there, sometimes 100 times worse. And so what this is able to do, and I think Habilitat does a great job of when residents come in, it takes their mind and puts it somewhere else so that they're able to focus on other things. And what we do is we go underneath that and we start dealing with this stuff so that they can better deal and better focus on what the tasks that you're giving them, which are incredible lessons. Lessons in how to communicate with people, how to think of someone else besides themselves, how to be emotionally strong. And so I think what we're doing is really teaching emotional intelligence. I think I heard you say that before, you guys are emotional strength, we're emotional intelligence, and the two go hand in hand. It creates a whole symbiotic system.
Very good.
Yeah. If you or a loved one is having problems with drugs, alcohol, any kind of substance abuse, I could not recommend any higher Habilitat, a place of change here in Kaneohe, Hawaii. What I've seen here is something unique, something that goes above and beyond. In my limited experience of other systems and other institutions, I feel like Habilitat is a place that actually cares. It's a place that actually cares about the residents and looks beyond the money and really looks at the individual. And they've created a system here where people can come and they can get help and they can learn what they need to learn to become an active member of society, to be able to go out there and actually be an upstanding individual. It's an amazing place and I can't recommend it any higher. So my name is Combies. I'm a FasterEFT practitioner, and I've been blessed to be able to work here at Habilitat for about 4 weeks altogether so far in the last year. And I specialize in something called FasterEFT. I have an office in Los Angeles, California, where I help people with fears, phobias, addictions, emotional traumas, grief, loss, relationship issues. And you can reach me at theskillsforchange.com. I do sessions in person in Los Angeles or via Skype. My Skype is at alan.combies.